suicide bombing recently. We had, it had become a thing of the past. We're doing so well, which is why it is important for those that are concerned about terrorism to collaborate with countries like Nigeria, and in particular Nigeria, because Nigeria is a leader in the region. And that's how we can be effective. So we have to be sincere. And we are sincere. Nigeria is sincere about its purpose and about its objectives.
Ambassador Yusuf Tuga there, the foreign minister, confirming Nigeria's collaboration, according to him, with the United States. Some viewed those strikes as a violation of Nigeria's territorial integrity. We've seen criticisms from the opposition PDP and the ADC as well. But Tuga says the federal government will not take any action that violates the country's sovereignty. He says it was a collaboration and Nigeria provided intelligence. So a lot to unpack on the show this morning. We have with us Barrister BAYO, SHITTU, the former Minister of Communications under the former President, late Muhammadu Buhari. Barrister SHITTU, great to have you. Good morning, sir.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah. And as you know, the podium is a panel discussion. We have Barrister Gunala here. Morning, Barrister. Great to have you.
Oh, Toba.
Great to have you.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
And my noble prof, Merry Christmas.
Hello, how are you?
To you.
Yes.
It's my pleasure to say hi to you.
My Merry Christmas.
Same
And
to you.
Merry
Same to you.
Christmas.
Same to you.
Yes. Of course, we have Professor Remi Ayede. Prof, good morning, sir. Professor of Political Science, University of Ibadan. Prof, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Toba, and Merry Christmas to you, and also to Barrister,
My
and
dear
our
friend,
special guest.
how are you?
Thank you
fine.
so much. Thank
Very
you.
good. You are welcome.
Yeah, and we're trying to connect with Ambassador Yemi Farambi, former ambassador of Nigeria to the Philippines, to also give us his perspective on the US airstrike on Nigeria. Hopefully, we'll get through to him in the course of the conversation. But let me start with you, Barrister SHITTU. I mean, this is one of the issues dominating the national discourse at this point. There are those who say, President Tinubu has jettisoned Nigeria's sovereignty by allowing, airstrike on our soil, but the Nigerian government says, we are collaborating with the US. It's a country that has committed itself to fighting terrorism and extremism in different parts of the world. And there's something wrong, in seeking assistance and doing this collaboration. What do you make of this and the issues that it has brought up?
There's nothing wrong in seeking assistance if you are somehow incapable of addressing a problem. The problem of insecurity, the problem of Lakurawa, the problem of Boko Haram and all of that have not just started in this country. They have caused a lot of concern, a lot of losses to various communities. And since the United States, opted to assist us and took our permission, and we must take government for its word. They said it has been a collaboration. If it has been a collaboration, who are we to question?
One of the issues in contention is the fact that the announcement came from President Trump himself. There are those who argue that, if something like that is happening on our soil, the information should come from the federal government because they owe it to us.
It depends on timing. It depends on timing. Perhaps if the Nigerian government was too quick to announce that something like that was going to happen, this vital information may have gotten to the criminals, and they would have, taken a hide somehow. I believe that, desperate diseases are by desperate means cured. The situation on our hands, security-wise, is a very desperate situation, which we have proven incapable over the years of solving by ourselves.
But is it not embarrassing for us not to be capable of doing this? Because there are those who say the problem is not so huge. It shouldn't be so huge for a government whose responsibility first is to protect the lives and property of people.
We have information that a lot of ammunition, a lot of arms and ammunition had been attempted to be acquired from the United States over the years. And they have always put a check on our acquisition. The United States has its own politics. It is one friend who would want to assist you when it can gain political relevance, and would block you if it sees that you are trying to be independent, be on your own. So unfortunately, the United States is the one who produces these arms and ammunition. We have not the capacity to produce them. So more often than not, we have to bend it to their whims and caprices. It's unfortunate.
So do you think we've jettisoned our sovereignty by allowing this to happen?
I don't think so, because I mean, my only problem with the bombing of that place in Sokoto is the fact that we have not yet seen the victims, the casualties. We have not yet seen it. So all talks without really being sure that it really hits the target, that the enemy target. I mean, we cannot accept that it has really happened and it is useful. So the Nigerian government, if it did, the Americans hit specific targets. Specific targets it's not just be land, ordinary land, which is because we have seen television visuals where the bomb, landed and we have not seen any human skeletons. That is my only concern. So the Nigerian government should go ahead to show us the benefit of that precision targets. Then we can celebrate.
But from the government point of view as well, do you think they have properly communicated the model of this partnership? Because what we've been hearing from the ambassador, from the presidency, is that the Nigerian government has always partnered. Obviously, every country partners with other countries in the international system. We cannot exist in isolation. But again, too, have they been very open or transparent about the model of this partnership?
You see, this is a security matter.
Yes.
They cannot be too open.
Because Nigerians deserve to know if something is happening on their soil.
They have to know when it has happened.
Yes.
They don't have to give us notice before it happens. They don't have to take permission from the Nigerian people because they have our mandate to represent us appropriately.
But hearing it first from Trump via social media.
Sincerely, it does not matter as far as I'm concerned. What is important is, did they succeed to hit appropriate targets? Because, I mean, the criminals have been, giving us unease over the last 1 or 2 years. So we need to eliminate them. And that should be the joy of every Nigerian. What we want to hear is seeing the targets which have been destroyed successfully.
Okay, we'll take a short break now. When we get back, we'll continue the conversation on the podium. Remember, we're live on Facebook, 32FM 949 FAN. Don't go away. We'll be back in a moment.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Láti ọdún 1960 ni a ti ń kọ́lé. Ṣùgbọ́n tayọ àwọn ọ̀nà àti afárá a kó àwọn èròǹgbà láti sopọ̀ ní ìletò gbogbo jákèjádò.
Èèyàn mi, èdè wa tilẹ̀ yàtọ̀, ìrẹsì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù so wá pọ̀.
Tayọ àwọn ibùgbé a kó ìbáṣepọ̀ láàrin àwọn ẹbí, ọ̀rẹ́ àti ará.
Ìyá mi, ìyá àgbà àti bàbá àgbà ti dé o.
Tayọ àwọn ọ́fíìsì a kó ìpìlẹ̀ fún ìfìdímúlẹ̀ ibùdó agbára ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà.
Àwọn kókó inú ìròyìn náà pẹ̀lú GDP.
Tayọ àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ a kó àwùjọ, iṣẹ́ ọpọlọ àti ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè. Tayọ àwọn ibùdó ìdárayá a kó ìnífẹ̀ẹ́sí àti ìmúlòkùnkúndùn orílẹ̀-èdè. Pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwa àti yín, a ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ìpìlẹ̀ àná àti òní. Pẹ̀lú àgbájọ ọwọ́, ó dájú pé a ó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ohun tó kàn. Lafarge, ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Washin, àtayọ ilé kíkọ́ nìkan.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, dirty uniforms and shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo. What you're about to taste is so hot, it's got basket mouth singing.
Mini Niger pepper flavor. Yeah. Mini Niger pepper flavor. Chris. Heat.
Mini Niger flavor.
Nothing brings the heat like the bold taste of Mini Noodles Niger pepper flavor. Try it today and see for yourself. Mini Noodles Niger pepper flavor. Slurp it like it's hot.
Hello, everyone. My name is Linda.
And I'm Ibrahim.
And we know how much this season means to you.
And you know, we hope you can make it even more special by eating some delicious meals made with Sonia tomato mix.
We also wish you jollification in abundance.
So, Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year in advance.
We
Oh, cool. I can't take you for a Christmas carol.
Sonia tomato mix, so much love.
Multi-Guinness, real moments, real season. Celebrate the joy, the reason. Real in every way this season. Multi-Guinness keeps on nourishing. Multi-Guinness is for this season. Multi-Guinness is for this season.
Enjoy the taste of goodness this season with Multi-Guinness. Real taste, real moments, real in every way.
Multi-Guinness is for this season.
Uber. On the 12th day of Christmas, my Maggie gave to me 12 slices suya, 11 orishi, 10 wraps of moi moi, 9 eforido, 8 plates of 𝐂𝐿𝐒, 7 pepper soup, 6 sizzling snails, 5 fried fish, 4 cocoa bangles, 3 patty jollof, 2 geese dodo, and fufu with egusi. A delicious holiday season with Maggie. Me and Maggie, so good together. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ó ga o, gbogbo ìgbà tí mo bá fi owó ránṣẹ́ tàbí gbowó wọlé, fíá, wọ́n kàn máa fa oríṣiríṣi owó yọ lọ́wọ́ mi ni. Owó àláàtì, owó ìfowóránṣẹ́ àti owó lórí pé mo san bíìlì pẹ̀lú. Mo kàn láàánú ènìyàn rárá o. Ṣé o ti gbọ́ pé pẹ̀lú Smart Cash, o lè fi owó ránṣẹ́ sí ilé ìfowópamọ́ mìíràn, san gbogbo bíìlì rẹ, kó dẹ̀ tún gba àláàtì, gbogbo rẹ̀ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́? Kódà, wọ́n tún máa san ìdá 15% owó èlérí fún ẹ lórí owó tí o bá fi pamọ́ lọ́dún. Ṣé lóòótọ́? Àwẹ̀ fọ́nà mi. Báwo ni mo ṣe máa darapọ̀ mọ́ Smart Cash? Ó yá ká lọ. Kàn tẹ *939# tàbí kí o dáńlóòdù áàpù Smart Cash lónìí kí o lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbádùn gbogbo ìdúnàdúrà rẹ láì ní owó àfikún kankan. Smart Cash, money matter na sense. Smart Cash wá látọwọ́ INT'L.
Start your day and have a good time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒.
And where you need to have the break time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒.
It's not tea, papa garita.
𝐃𝐈𝐒.
Láti ọdún 1960 ni a ti ń kọ́lé. Ṣùgbọ́n tayọ àwọn ọ̀nà àti afárá, a kọ́ àwọn èròǹgbà láti sopọ̀ ní ìletò gbogbo jákèjádò.
Èèyàn mi, léde wá tilẹ̀ yàtọ̀, ìrẹsì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù so wá pọ̀.
Tayọ àwọn ibùgbé, a kọ́ ìbáṣepọ̀ láàrin àwọn ẹbí, ọ̀rẹ́ àti ará.
Ìyá mi, ìyá àgbà àti bàbá àgbà ti dé o.
Tayọ àwọn ọ́fíìsì, a kọ́ ìpìlẹ̀ fún ìfìdímúlẹ̀ ibùdó agbára ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà.
Àwọn kókó inú ìròyìn náà pẹ̀lú GDP.
Tayọ àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́, a kọ́ àwùjọ, iṣẹ́ ọpọlọ àti ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè. Tayọ àwọn ibùdó ìdárayá, a kọ́ ìnífẹ̀ẹ́sí àti ìmúlòkùnkúndùn orílẹ̀-èdè. Pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwa àti yín, a ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ìpìlẹ̀ àná àti òní. Pẹ̀lú àgbájọ ọwọ́, ó dájú pé a ó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ohun tó kàn. Lafarge, ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Washin, àtayọ ilé kíkọ́ nìkan.
Uber. On the 12th day of Christmas, my Maggie gave to me 12 slices suya, 11 orishi, 10 wraps of moi moi, 9 eforido, 8 plates of 𝐂𝐒𝐒, 7 pepper soup, 6 sizzling snails, 5 fried fish, 4 cocoa bangles, 3 patty jollof, 2 geese dodo, and fufu with egusi. A delicious holiday season with Maggie. Me and Maggie, so good together. Me and Maggie, so good together.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9. In order to matter, matters of the state must matter to you.
If some people are crying that they are in darkness, they should go and hold those who vandalize the installation.
Let me say that the political crinkum.
Stay tuned to politics on 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back. The Podium on 32 FM 94.9. Our guest this morning is Barrister BAYO SHITTU. Before that break, we're talking about the airstrike of the U.S. government on Nigerian soil. And one of the things that also, came up, in the course of this collaboration with the U.S. was the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and the insecurity was tagged as genocide against Christians. That also generated a lot of debate. There are those who say, well, there is killing of Nigerians, not Christians. What do you make of the framing of this? Because even when Trump, put up the post on his social media platform, he also said that they've hit groups that were targeting Christian communities in those areas. So what do you make of the framing of this insecurity as genocide against Christians? Does it have anything to do with does it have any impact whatsoever in how the government responds or how the world perceives the current challenge you're facing?
Honestly, tagging it as genocide against Christians is a very mischievous and very divisive propaganda. It is only in Plateau and Benue where majority of the people who live there are Christians. So if there be any, insecurity, it's the majority of the people there.
So you don't think it's accurate to call it a
No,
Christian
it's
genocide?
mischievous. It's
Looking
mischievous
at what happened
and
in
very
for instance,
divisive.
the live streaming of the attack in Kwara State,
those,
attack on the church.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to concentrate on what happened in Kwara, what of the things which happened in Sokoto, where 90% of the people are Muslims, in Kebbi, 90% of the people are Muslims, in Zamfara, 90% of the Muslims, in Borno, 90% are Muslims. They have been victims. So, the criminals target human beings. It's not, and what do they do? In all those Muslim states, the criminals are themselves Muslims.
Right.
They are themselves Muslims, and they go ahead to target their fellow Muslims. And in many cases, they even slaughter them. So criminality is criminality and should be fought as, a crime.
Yeah, a quick one before we go to our panelists. One of the things that have also come up, especially from people like Sheikh Gumi, is that, these are Nigerians. They push the narrative of dialogue, in fact, there was a time you drew a comparison between the bandits and the militants in the Niger Delta at the time.
It's incomparable.
Yeah, okay.
Gumi is one exceptional person whose reasoning is different from that of most normal Nigerians. So he's a different person entirely.
Right.
But what is important is Nigerians have been the target of criminality of all sources by all, criminals all over the place.
So you don't think it's advocacy for dialogue holds any substance?
Well, you see, when you talk of non-kinetic method,
yes,
I mean, we have seen that in some northern states,
right,
the governors have adopted it. In some places it works, in some places it does not work. But you have to look at what created criminality at all, this banditry. What created it in Nigeria?
Right.
Chief Awolowo, our late premier, had said, if you fail to train the children of the poor, they will ensure that your own children cannot sleep with both eyes closed. It is the negligence of the powers that be in most northern states towards education, towards general education, that boomerang into the criminality that we have here.
Right.
Otherwise, you want to ask, why don't we have similar criminality in Yoruba land? Chief Awolowo had exposed us to free and, compulsory education. And so everybody is civilized in Yoruba land to know that, we don't get educated and decide to go and sleep, be sleeping in the forest. with guns.
So this is on the northern elite. That's what you're
yes,
saying.
Yes, the
this
leadership.
monster.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think in Yoruba land too, and all over the country, we must go back to Chief Halo's warning and ensure that education throughout the country becomes free and compulsory to all our children.
Okay, let's go to the panelists now. Let me start off with Prof. Prof, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yusuf. And I am particularly pleased with the responses that Barrister Shittu has given us so far, especially him asking that we wait for the government to show very clearly what the outcome of that strike look like. Because if you look at what is trending on social media, there is this material in offer, and there's been a debate around it, whether it's the bomb that has not detonated. Some people are saying the warhead is still there, and the police have been there to look at it. Others have said that it's the rocket in its regular route shredding debris as the main warhead moves ahead. So we need to get some clarity concerning what they found in Afar, as well as what has happened in Sokoto. What was particularly surprising was that the strike was in Sokoto rather than in Borno or Niger, where a lot of these activities have gone on. So we need a lot of clarity concerning that. Now, there's a continuous debate about whether the government was aware of the strike or whether the government is being honest regarding its claim that it's a part of the general partnership they have had with foreign authorities. Are they telling us now that apart from the United States, we expect some kind of strike from another powerful government, maybe this time from France? What exactly does Barrister Shittu understand by the claim of the Minister of Foreign Affairs that there are both bilateral, multilateral arrangements and around so many things, rather than focus specifically on this particular strike? How does he interpret the position of the Foreign Affairs Minister that we should expect further strike either from France, because from France is almost known to have been implicated in what is going on in the Northeast. So what exactly is the Foreign Affairs Minister trying to put forward with so much words and very little clarity?
Well, I hope that the government is listening to this our program. They need to get to get to the basics. Tell us exactly what is happening, whether France is getting involved, whether Russia is getting involved, whether China is getting involved. Because there's so much criminality. It's unfortunate that the most important topic of discussion throughout Nigeria today is insecurity. When we should be discussing about economic growth and human growth and all of that. So both the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Information should come out and let us know what to expect, particularly in a state like Niger, particularly in a state like Kebbi, in Sokoto, in Zamfara, which has virtually become the capital, the national capital of insecurity all over the place. They should. I don't work for government. I don't work with government, and so I don't have any information about it.
Right, but does it indicate? Sorry, before I go to Barrister, that President Tinubu has failed in terms of insecurity?
No, we can.
Has he failed?
Well, we cannot say it's a growing business. These are issues that are just arising, and I think government is taking appropriate steps.
It's been there for 2.5 years.
Well, 2.5 years. You know that he has moved his security personnel one way or the other. Now he has the most competent and the most exposed, Minister of Defense.
Yes.
A whole former chief of defense staff is now the minister. Apparently, he did that in order to achieve, anticipated positive results. So let us give him time.
Okay, we should give him more time. Let's go to Barrister now. Barrister? Hello, Barrister, are you there? Can you hear us? Please unmute your device.
Oh, thank you very much,
Yes. Yes.
My learned senior, let me welcome you.
Thank you.
Once again.
Thank you, Barrister.
And now to my question. You placed responsibility for insecurity on the ineptitude of northern leaders who failed, neglected, or refused to uplift the average northerners through education. 1. 2. You also admitted that the killer terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers are majorly Muslims. My question is this. The Quran, as a revelation from God, is there any role that the Quran is playing in what is unfolding? Because in most attacks, or rather, that most attacks are preceded by a chant of Allahu Akbar.
From very, very ignorant Muslims. Very ignorant Muslims.
Exactly. But there are teachings in the Quran
there's no
that
teaching, nothing encourages
the killing of infidels.
Nothing encourages.
I don't know. There are verses in the Quran that does encourage the killing of infidels. We cannot deny that. You are a very strong
I am not
Muslim,
only a strong
devoted
Muslim. I'm not only a strong Muslim, I am educated sufficiently about Islam.
Okay, let me put the question straight.
Okay.
I know you are a lawyer, and you are not going to lie to Nigerians.
I will not. Certainly, I will not.
Right.
Are there verses in the Quran that encourage the killing of, whether you call them infidels or unbelievers, in the Quran?
Even in the Bible, what the Quran does is akin to what the Bible says: an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. When you are struck, you hit back. I mean, the Quran, the Bible said, if a tooth for a tooth, an eye for an eye. It's the similar thing that is in the Quran.
Barrister Shittu,
yes.
Are you saying that infidels have been attacking the Muslims, and that is why they are giving an eye for an eye?
Let me tell you. The average criminal is a completely ignorant Muslim. He was just born into Islam. He was just born by Muslim parents. And the Quran has said anybody who kills one innocent person, it is as heinous as somebody who has killed the whole of humanity. That is what the Quran says.
But I think the question Barrister is asking is that, are there sections in the Quran that, because we hear about people getting radicalized, we hear about clerics, having some very,
there's nothing which mandates
having inciting
anybody.
teachings and all
There
of that.
is nothing in the Quran.
So what do these cleerics, what do they rely on?
Ignorance.
What do they rely on? What do they tell them?
Ignorance. I have said it, ignorance. If you know the implication of being ignorant, you turn everything upside down. You do the wrong thing. The Quran, which has asserted killing one innocent person is like you have killed the whole of humanity, would it also now go ahead to justify killing?
Okay.
These people are just ignorant. Yes.
Okay, let me ask this then.
Yes.
If you say that these imams, ignorant imams, are the ones who are misrepresenting the Quran, what would you advise we do for such ignorant imams? I don't know if I should place Gumi amongst them.
Look, I am happy you are a lawyer. Gumi is, is so free in Kaduna. Any government which has sufficient information or evidence against, they should simply go and pick him. It's as simple as that. There's government in Kaduna, there's government in Nigeria. So nobody is exculpated from the prosecution if there are evidences against. It is not enough for you just to be reckless in your analysis and which I think is what Gumi has been engaging. But I don't think there is sufficient evidence about criminality against him. He still goes to pray at the Kaduna Central Mosque.
Yes.
And with due respect, I am aware that even the son of the president visited him once in his house.
Politicians have visited him before.
Politicians have visited him because apparently, he's popular among his own people. So it is about getting evidence which will sufficiently be enough for him to be prosecuted. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and you said that, it's ignorance that leads to this radicalism, some of these teachings that we see. But it's happening, in different parts of the world, not just in Nigeria. We see all kinds of groups springing up to a certain ideology, and they're willing to die.
I know that in Zamfara, the governor is so concerned, and the governor is a Muslim. I believe if there's I guess also that he knows Islam very well. That is the governor.
Yes.
You then want to ask a question: why is he not taking appropriate steps against known sympathizers? It is one thing to be a sympathizer or to talk like a sympathizer, but another thing to build incriminating evidence against yourself. So there's a world of difference. What is happening, I'm telling you, the people who, when they commit offenses, they recite the Quran, they are in the bush. They're not people who move around in towns and so on. It is ignorance. Let me with all this.
But these people have highly revered clerics that they look up to. That.
Well, I don't know. I don't know much about them.
Yes.
I don't know much about them. But I have said, and I'm giving this as an advisory for government. If there is enough evidence against any cleric, he should simply be picked and prosecuted. It is as simple as that.
Okay, so let's take a pause on insecurity a bit and also look at other issues. And one of the things that have come up in the last couple of days is the last couple of weeks, I should say, corruption allegation against the former Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Baka Milami. And there are those who say, Milami, we saw Emefiele, we saw the Sadiya Umar Farouk, all of these people served under the late Buhari, the man who was advertised to us as incorruptible. They say these people ran a ring around him. They also even say that there was a cabal. In fact, Dr. Charles Omole, I don't know if you've read a review of his book.
I heard a lot of
his book titled From Soldier to Statesman, Legacy of Muhammadu Buhari. He made some very controversial revelations about the late president's time. And one striking claim suggests that powerful figures in the Buhari government also planted stories that they wanted him to read. They gave him special newspapers. They sort of created a picture of a different Nigeria for Buhari. So you served under Buhari. What was it like? Was it that it was so weak that people ran rings around him? Was it that people planted stories?
I think in all honesty and in all sincerity, Buhari was a very weak leader. I think he was weak.
Right.
Because having served under him for 4 years, I can claim to know him substantially.
Right.
What I know of him is a fatalist, if you can say. If you are committing an offense in front of Buhari,
he will look away.
He will show animosity, show annoyance, and revert you to God. That you should fear God. God will take care of you. Instead of he taking action by himself.
Right.
So that makes the suspicion or the suggestion that his successes during his first regime as a military president was due actually to his lieutenant, General Idiamo, that he was really the man who was the very tough person. Buhari as a person is, for instance, if you serve under Buhari and you don't see him in 3 months, even while he's serving under him, he won't get annoyed with you. He will not complain. He will not ask of you.
So how then was he tracking your performance or performance of people he
I
appointed?
think from what we have seen now, the matter of we actually had a process of reporting back, but I doubt if he ever read those reports.
So if he was weak, who were those running the government at the time?
Well,
because Dr. Tadmole made very, very controversial allegations there. That there was actually a cabal.
Yes, there was
the
a cabal.
If there was were you part of the cabal?
How could I have been a member of the cabal? I mean,
no, because you were, one of his men in the southwest.
Yes, I was.
One of his strong allies.
I was by way of performance, not by way of any sympathies or whatever. Otherwise, I would have succeeded, in going back for a second term. Recall, I didn't make second term, apparently because my position had been sold to some other...
Sold?
I mean, obviously. To some other aspiring ministers.
Wasn't it Pantami that took over from you?
Pantami took over.
Yes.
Let me tell you, when Pantami was appointed as Director General of an agency under me, the law had said that he could not have been appointed without my knowledge as minister for that ministry. But nobody consulted me before he was appointed. And Pantami once boasted, even before he became minister after me, that of course I didn't have a hand in how he became Director General. And obviously he was close to some boys under Buhari in the Buhari's office, and I was thinking that based on my meritorious performance, it should be. So I didn't lobby anybody.
So what is it about that, Asura? Because every government that comes in, we hear of a cabal. It happened under former President.
There's cabal in every government.
Yes,
there's cabal. It's not Asura alone. Cabal are the people who are very influential.
So they were the ones running the government.
Obviously, I mean, small boys in the president's office. People who, if you apply to want to see the president, or you apply for an approval for anything, with the president, they have to decide whether your application goes to the president.
Who are these people? Do you have names?
Well, I don't have to mention names.
Some people mentioned the later Abba Kyari, for instance.
No, well, it's
that was very influential.
No. Well, Abba Kyari was. I mean, I had personal. I was a personal victim.
Yes.
Because
there was a directive from the president that you should go through a chief of staff.
Oh, let me tell you, there was a time I wanted to. Our agency on, foreign. I mean, overseas. Something I've forgotten the name of the agency.
Yeah.
We have one. Equipment in space, only one, and I believed that having just one, in space.
You mean the satellite?
Satellite,
yes.
Satellite.
Yes.
Having just one satellite for a whole country like Nigeria was akin to a transporter flying Lagos, Abuja without extra tire. Nobody will patronize it because once one tire bursts, you will be left in the bush and all of that. And I went to China to negotiate for 2 extra satellites to be built for us. And we concluded for $550 million.
Right.
We were not to pay. It was to be given to us, on credit. Over the years, we pay over the years.
So it was like a loan?
It was like a loan.
Right.
When I came, it was pushed aside.
You could not even discuss with the president?
No, there was a memo I took to Executive Council. These people, once you have a memo and once the man, somebody goes to the president and, puts something into his ears, that's the end of your memo. I mean, these are very good things which would benefit Nigeria, but once you don't go and discuss with them for them to know how much it will be their benefit.
Right.
It will not go.
I know you are, watching on the sidelines now. You were in government before. You're not in government, but just looking at your experience while you were in government and what you're observing now as a citizen in Nigeria, do you think there's also a cabal in the Tinubu government?
No, there's no how you have a government that will not have cabal. Cabal is as constant in all governments, even at the state level.
Right.
Even at the state, there will always be cabal. Cabal means people who are extraordinarily close to the Oga Patawata.
Okay, but from what you're saying, do you sense a situation where, because, I mean, as you said, this group sort of took over during Buhari's administration because he was weak. They were the ones running things, determining who was going to see the president, what memo was going to get approved, and all of that. But from what you're observing on the outside now, looking at the Tinubu administration, the body language and everything, does it look like there's a group that has also taken over?
Number one, I have not seen any. Number two, I don't expect any strong cabal to have, strong influence on President Tinubu.
Why
because
is that? Okay.
This is a man who has been governor for 8 years.
Buhari was military.
It's not the same thing.
Head of state,
it's not the same thing. The experience you gain as a military president is different from the experience you get in a democratic government.
Right.
They are two different things. So as somebody who has been governor for 8 years, he had the legislature to deal with and all of that. And now, so far, I have not seen it. And particularly, if you look at the National Assembly, it's made up of very experienced politicians from all over the country. Right. Except if they, on their own, surrender their independence and their liberty to the president. The president cannot force them to do anything.
No, you don't think they've already done that? Because I also feel like the Podium Assembly is like a rubber stamp of the presidency.
Well, we are yet to see.
You haven't seen evidence.
I think that is a waiting game, and I have said it. If anybody surrenders his independence, it's a different thing from Mr. President manipulating them.
Oh, he's not manipulating them.
No.
Like them singing his campaign song and all of that.
Yeah,
are they willfully surrendering their independence?
Of course, who forced them to do what they did?
So it's not on him?
No, it's not on him. They voluntarily decided to sing on his mandate.
So the person of Tinubu will make it difficult for anybody to run a ring around him like they did Buhari?
I believe so.
Let me go to Prof. I mean, sometimes when you talk about leadership, there are those who say, well, Buhari was a good man, but good men don't make good leaders. Same thing was said to about the former president, 𝐿oke Jonathan, as well. And interestingly, he was also a former governor, a deputy governor, former governor before he became the president. And there were also allegations of some people running the government, within his government as well. So I'd like to, Prof, before you ask Barrister Shittu his question, I'd like to also speak to the dynamics of leadership in terms of the weakness of a leader, being a good man as Buhari was celebrated to be, because there are those who were major critics of his policies but still celebrated the Buhari the man, not Buhari necessarily the president. Prof.
Well, I think the first point which I share with Barrister Shittu is the fact that there's always a kitchen cabinet. Everybody cannot have the same value or the same influence on the president. There are usually those who are the part of the inner circle, which we refer to as the kitchen cabinet. And they are much more influential for multiple reasons. Either they've been with the president for a long time, or the president has come to recognize their competency and has confidence in them, or they are people who have the special skills that endears them to the president. Sometimes it's even a matter of the orientation of the president himself. Some fill their inner circle with people who speak the same language with them, and so you have presidents who are surrounded by people from their ethnic origin. So we have this tendency, even though it's a modern government, you can find a situation where the government is presidentialized in such a way that it becomes a localized kind of presidency. And given the fact that the president is also akin to a monarch, in inverted comma, compared, for instance, to find a parliamentary system where you have a cabinet which is different from the presidential system, then you are likely to have this kind of kitchen cabinet in the presidential system. Well, in terms of being a good man or being a bad man, I follow Max Weber, who talks about responsibility in leadership. When we talk about being a president, it's not about whether the person is an angel, a saint, or something. It's really about whether the president pays attention to the consequences of his action. And to that extent, we think that the president should be held accountable for whatever happens in his administration. This is because it is the president that is on the pedestal of history, is the one who has a chance to prove himself, and whether he relinquishes those responsibilities to others or not, his name will continuously be mentioned. And that's why you find that all things said and written, we still come back to the fact that, as Barrister Shittu said, this was a weak president. This was a president who is not on top of his game, even a minister is not sure whether the reports that are presented to him are read, whether the regular briefings that a president is supposed to receive gets to him. And there's a difference between the leadership of Tinubu and the leadership of Buhari, in the sense that if you look at Tinubu, he's not just content with being president. He has his own very well-established interests. And those interests is in a position to protect them. And I don't think he would relinquish those interests to either his chief of staff or anybody who is close around him. So in some case, we have a president who is politically strong and who may leave technical matters to others, but in terms of the political aspects and economic interests, is very alive and alert. And so that's what makes the difference. But in terms of the general goodwill, in terms of the common commitment to the common good, it's questionable if both presidents would score very high. In the case of Buhari, I think he was just content with being a two-time president and enjoying the prerequisites of office. And what makes his own particularly challenging was that he had health problems, and so he is much more inward-looking concerning his personal challenges and occupying that topic to be too bothered about whether Nigerians are suffering or they are not. I think we must remove the person's personal goodness from the responsibility as leader of the nation, leader of a country. It's very enormous, and sometimes people want to downplay that personal aspect for the commitment and responsibility of leading a country, because the consequences of leading a country are far, far deeper and higher. And even the consequences of his position as the father of his, the head of his family. So, and that's why we want to say that nothing is any more private to the president. The president has become number one public property, and it is on the score, on the basis of that public life, that he will be measured.
Right. So, your question for Barrister Shittu before we go to Barrister?
Well, I'm a little bit surprised that Barrister Shittu thinks that it is one of his basic value or strength was his performance. And I'm happy that he's here, because I was going to wait until when Barrister wants to make us laugh to ask him, given the lackadaisical the position of the president, to Murphy sense how much he actually made from being a minister in that government.
Because it looked like ministers made money under Buhari. Yes.
Honestly, they did. And they had a free hand for 4 years without having to look over their shoulder. Because I worked closely with 𝐒𝐈𝐒𝐄𝐋 when he was 𝐒𝐈𝐒𝐄 Jr., when he was minister under Obasanjo. And I know that the difference is very clear, because he had to pay attention to what is going on in Aso Rock 24/7, because he has to be wary of what kind of information is getting to President Obasanjo, whether that will affect his chances of remaining in office. So he's always briefing Obasanjo, having a tab on what is going on in the president's mind. This was a very different experience under Buhari, and I think that Barrister Shittu had Very free hand.
Free hand,
Not
yes.
only to perform, but also to make money for you.
Well,
Okay,
no.
so the cat is out of the bag, Barrister.
Well,
I mean,
thank you so much, my brother, for making me laugh. I think I must also make you laugh now. When I left office, and my townspeople knew I was as poor as I was when I was going to become minister, some were making jest of me and say, Shittu could not have had money. When he became minister, we asked him to come and let us teach him how to steal government money. But he refused to come. So we are not surprised that he's as poor. That is one. Number two, I had some personal staff who were annoyed with me that they expected to become millionaires, having become workers as of a minister. They didn't. It didn't happen. And they started writing very tendentious things and giving the press all kinds of horrible information. Shittu has bought 300 houses in Lagos. He has bought 100 houses in Abuja, blah, blah, blah. And people come to me and say, this is what we read in the paper. I said, those who are giving you this information, if they are not malicious and if they are not again only to malign me, if you have any negative information about a public officer, you go to EFCC,
right,
not to the press. And so I challenge them to go to FCC. And that's more than 4 years now. Nobody, and any time any EFCC is said to be looking for me, I'll ask him to go to blazes.
And the truth is, CFCC has looked for a number of ministers under
They
Buhari.
will look for them, those who are criminal. Myself,
yes.
I'm one different person because I'm a thorough Muslim. I understand Islam very well. In fact, I have written 8 different books on Islam. And I know that the Prophet has said, any flesh nourished by haram food, that is illegal or corrupt food, will not enter Jannah. So how do I pray, fast, do everything, and on the day of judgment, they say one day you ate
corruption money.
Corruption money. So and your body benefited from it. So your body cannot enter, paradise. It will have to go to hell. I will not put myself in such.
So your religious conviction.
It is my religious conviction. I don't fear the police. I don't fear EFCC. I fear only God, who sees what no other person can see. So I'm satisfied. I am happy. I'm fulfilled.
Right.
That I am and I'm saying this publicly. I am completely incorruptible. Completely incorruptible.
Okay.
Thank God.
All right. So let's go to Barrister now. So when others were allegedly enriching themselves, you focused on the job. Okay. Barrister. You have the floor. Yes.
I know for a fact that Learned Senior
Thank you.
is as good as his words.
Thank you so much.
That much I,
Thank you
Yomi
so
Ogunlola,
Thank you so
can vouch
much.
for.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now,
so much.
Learned Senior,
Yeah.
your assessment of Buhari revealed his inadequacies as a supposed leader. I want to ask 3 questions.
Okay.
1, you knew what you told us about Buhari's governance style prior to your appointment, would you have accepted the appointment of Minister for Communications under him? That's 1. 2, if you find another leader showing similar traits to Buhari's, would you accept to serve under him? That is 2. And the 3rd one, Tinubu said he would continue where Buhari stopped, and surely he's walking the talk. Would you accept an appointment under Tinubu if offered?
By saying on your first question that if I had known Buhari could not, if anybody who gives you an appointment is an opportunity for me to exemplify the ideals of good leadership. So whether I knew or did not know does not make a difference, because after when I was minister, There were a few good things that I did that people benefited in your state and nationally. So he will not be the one to run my office for me. So my office will still remain my office.
But don't you think if the overall leader is weak, as you said, don't you think it would sort of undermine your performance?
No, it will
because
not.
It did eventually.
Let me tell
because you said you submitted a memo, you didn't even get to him.
But that is
Yes.
one. Let me tell you one other thing. I wanted to establish an ICT university for Nigeria.
Right.
I had done the memo, done everything and so on, went to cabinet with the memo. Fantastic idea of having the first ICT university in Africa. And after that, a few people started criticizing. And then Buhari said, Barrister Shittu, I thank you for your hard work on this memo. But as it is an over-ambitious project.
Okay.
So we have to step it down. I knew that he had been influenced. After the meeting, a few sympathetic ministers came and said, Barrister Shittu, we are sorry the memo was knocked down, but you can represent it in 6 months' time. And I told them straight away, what government says is overambitious, I will not represent it. But by the grace of God, and despite my poverty, I am going to establish it as a private concern.
Okay.
And I'm on it now to try to establish.
Yeah, that's exactly what Barrister is saying. That if you knew, because if you're going into an administration, if you've seen that this person is weak and you know that his weakness, the fact that it could easily be influenced by other people would affect my performance, would you still go inside?
No, but in one aspect, it cannot be 100% effect on my performance.
Right.
I've said it, there were a few good things that I was able to do.
Because I imagine if you had been able to start the ICT university.
Which, of course, we would have graduated more than 1,000 ICT graduates. We would have done that. But, it was his weakness. It affected Nigeria. If I didn't go, if I didn't serve, that ICT university would still not be in Nigeria now. So, for instance, when I was a minister, there were a few things I have them itemized, my achievements, in this my manifesto. And by the grace of, I will leave a copy for you people here in your to look at.
And the second part of the question, he said, if there's another leader with a similar traits to Buhari wanting to give you an appointment, would you take it?
Let me tell you one thing. At my level now, I've been a commissioner, state commissioner on two different occasions.
Yes.
I've been minister. My ambition now is to become governor of your state. So for instance, some people suggested that I should be an ambassador. I said no, I'm not interested.
So, were you offered or this?
Some people suggested it to me.
Some people in the president's
some people suggested it to me.
Okay.
And I said no, I'm not going to be an ambassador. I want to be governor. So I have a clear ambition of what I want to do. If Tinubu tomorrow comes and says, I want you to be my minister, I will say, please, let me rather be a governor, because I'm a product of Awolowo School of Politics, and I want to relive or re-establish Awolowo's ideals of life more abundant for all residents. That is what I want to do.
Before we talk about your governorship ambition, I'd still like to go back, because I remember, as I said, you were a strong ally of the late Muhammadu Buhari. In fact, at the time, there was a time, I think there was crisis in the APC, and you tried to distinguish your support for the president from your support of the state APC. There was a very famous poster of yours about the character of the president and what was happening in your party. I think you used a Yoruba slogan at the time about Otolegbe Otoleyan. Exactly. So, I just want to ask you, at that time, did you know he was weak, or you were still supporting him?
Well, Otolegbe Otoleyan was not about Buhari at all.
Right.
It was not about Buhari. It was a different keg of palm wine. So I think we rather bury that.
Okay. Let's now go to your governorship. A lot is happening in the state presently.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw the media chat of the Governor 𝐂𝐈𝐒 talking about what transpired, in 2023, the support for Tinubu at the time, his conversation with YUSUF. But let me first start with his assessment of the Minister of Power. He talked about the president reaching out to him, saying that they needed somebody, in a specific area, and he suggested somebody. Eventually, the slot that was given to the state was the Ministry of Power, and he says, "Look, this man does not have the capacity. That doesn't have the capacity to even organize your party in the states." Do you what's the assessment of the governor's statement?
With due respect, and I'm sorry,
Yes.
I don't want to make any comment on what happened between Tinubu.
No, this is not Tinubu. This is about your party. He said the current minister, if he's not even capable of organizing the party.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yes.
I don't want to make any comment on it.
Yes.
On Adelabu. Because,
these are your possible opponents. In the next...
I won't come here and start deriding a potential opponent of mine.
Yes.
I won't do that. I won't take advantage of him. So I will not make.
But you can speak as a Nigerian.
No, I would rather speak on my capacity as the most experienced, aspirant.
The most experienced
aspirant in Oyo State.
How are you the most
only one who has.
We're talking about the current minister of power.
Yes. I am coming. I'm the only aspirant for governorship who has been a member of the House of Assembly, has been twice a commissioner, and has been a minister for 4 years. No other aspirant has had this mix of experiences. And
we have former senators in the mix as well. We have big names in the mix.
You cannot compare with somebody who has at 26 a fresh lawyer being a member of the House of Assembly, and I did exceedingly well even at that age.
But the internal workings of political parties. It's not really about, qualification. There are also other things.
Are you saying experience does not matter?
No, you're a politician. I'm sure you've seen this thing play out in how, primaries are conducted, the horse trading that happens, the interest.
Well, yes. God will decide on who will be the...
Because there are those who say that, what's your positioning in terms of, the presidency? That there are those who have... how do I say it now? There are those who are well positioned, better than you, in terms of how things will be done within the party. Like the Minister of Power, for instance, that has the eyes and ears of the president.
The Minister of Power himself has come to tell us that the president has said that nobody is special to him with regard to Oyo State governorship. That at the appropriate time, one of us will emerge.
How strong is your APC right now?
The APC?
Yes.
You will be surprised how strong APC is.
Because your party has been in disarray for some time now.
Where has it been in disarray? People have wrong perceptions about APC in Oyo State. What happened
in 2023? We saw what happened. Exodus of your party members into accord after the primaries.
It was only one person who lost ticket of a governorship ticket that went to accord, and his
other senatorial aspirants also went at the time.
Who are these senatorial aspirants? They are the people who line up, behind, Adebayo Adelabu.
Yes,
they were the ones who went to accord, and they are back now. Why didn't they stay there if accord was sufficiently strong? Everybody is coming to.
But do you think your party has what it takes?
By the grace
against the incumbent party, well loved by the people. In fact, they're asking him to run for presidency.
Even let him try and make mock of himself.
Mockery of himself. Is he not qualified?
Let him go and compete for presidency, and see make a mockery of himself.
He says he's overqualified.
Let him go and contest. I'm challenging him. If he's ready.
You don't think he has what it takes?
Let me tell you, both his first time and second time, I knew how he became governor.
Second time was landslide. Defeated your party landslide.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
With the support of many APC leaders.
Who felt disgruntled about how your party was running at the time?
It was not the feeling disgruntled because he had... 𝐂𝐈𝐒 had put himself in the position of somebody who had helped Tinubu in the presidency.
So they wanted to repay him.
So it was a kind of repayment, But I'm telling you today, the Hosea Hallelujah faction is half of PDP, you say. They have pulled, out of PDP. Hallelujah's faction.
But he says it's the people that will decide.
As it is,
the people decided in his favor.
People are behind Hallelujah.
his entire, for instance...
You're talking about Senator Agbola?
Yes. More than half of PDP are behind Hallelujah. It was Hallelujah who took them to PDP. And they are now in APC. And, I am challenging Seyi Makinde again. If he has the courage, let him go and contest for president.
You don't think he has the courage?
No, he will be
he spoke so boldly about his achievement. He says he's overqualified.
He is more he can call himself, describe himself with any words. But I'm challenging him now. Let him bring out his people.
So you don't think he has the popularity, or
he had?
On what basis are you challenging?
Let me tell you, this is one Seyi Makinde who cannot be your friend from morning till night.
He cannot be a friend from morning
till night. He cannot be your friend from morning till night. He has disappointed so many friends of his.
So there are people who say he's not serving the interests of Godfathers, he's serving the people. That's why they're
serving his own interests also. Serving his own interests. Otherwise, why would a sane governor want to use 63 billion naira to refurbish a government house where he has not lived in 6 years? In just 2 years for him to go, he wants to use 63 billion. If it is not corruption, what is it? 63 billion. Do you know what 63 billion can do? Do you know how many kilometers of roads 63 billion can do? Do you know how many schools 63 billion can build?
Has it not bettered a lot of the states since it came in?
Well, I don't know.
Compared to what your party did under the later Ajimobi.
I don't know.
Yes.
There's no doubt that he did a few good things.
Yes.
I always
better
concede.
Than your
concede it's an improvement.
On the Ajimobi administration.
Not necessarily better, improvement.
Okay, so you concede that?
Of course, he did a few
So if he
things.
is performing then and he wants to replicate that at the national level,
we are telling that he is not doing the best yet. After giving you a challenge.
Okay, what would you score him if you're saying he's doing?
Maybe 50%.
50 over 100?
Yes, over 100.
Right.
Yes, but 50 is not the best. He could have done the best. I've given you one challenge, just one. Just one. That is one. Number two, monies for local government. Monies come. Why is he not believing in the independence of local governments? Is he better as a human being than the chairman of the local government? Why is he pocketing the monies meant for local government? There are several other corrupt...
Shouldn't we be asking the question as to why the federal government is allowing this to happen? Because the other day I saw the president speaking to some APC governors and saying that if they force his hands, he's going to do direct deduction from FAC allocation, or he's going to ensure enforcement of this this Supreme Court ruling. So why is the federal government not doing it?
No, the federal government will eventually do it. The federal government respected them that they will be sane in complying with the Supreme Court order on independence of local governments. So anybody who decides that his respect is not what he deserves, of course the president will do the needful.
Right. Okay, let's go to Prof now. Prof? Hello, Prof.
Yeah.
Yes.
It seems that Barrister Shittu is in his elements today. The confidence with which he's talking about the political situation and then posing a challenge to the incumbent governor of Oyo State. And I think that he made a very vital point, which is, he said, how can you be the governor that cannot keep your friend from morning till in the evening, and then you say you want to be president? I'm just wondering what he meant by that. And I also would want him to tell us more. I thought he has withdrawn from the gubernatorial race.
I'm still there. I'm looking at his manifesto here, Prof. His manifesto is here. So he's still very much in the race.
That's great.
Yes.
And apologies for making this statement. I thought that he's due for retirement. Age and experience. To allow younger people to
let me tell you, experience is not bought from the marketplace. You cannot replicate my experience. If you are talking of age, the president is older than me.
Yes, he is.
And he's president and he has not faltered by way of, health. And I'm as strong as any young person. And the thing that I want to do, I'm one of the very few survivors of the Awolowo School of Politics. And I'm saying, look, give me opportunity. I want to reestablish free education at all levels, free and compulsory education at all levels. I want to reestablish free health services, the 4 cardinal programs of our law. I've extended it to 7 cardinal programs. Full employment is one of it. Integrated infrastructural development is one of it. You know, and I'm going through my manifesto.
We'll get into your manifesto.
Very good. Interestingly, my brother.
Yes.
I'm the only aspirant in this country today who has a manifesto for governors. A lot of people just aspire to be governor because of, enjoyment. I want to come and work. There is no new name that I want to come and make. I have enough credibility in this country. There's no airport I get to in this country that people don't recognize me. So, but my experience as an Awoist is what I want to come and establish.
And then
of life more abundant for citizens.
Prof also talked about you need to explain further when you said the president cannot keep a friend from morning till night.
Not the president,
the governor.
Let me tell you.
That you need to expand further.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
𝐶𝐈 𝐒𝐃𝐈𝐒 used to be my friend. I had helped him in the past. I won't go into details. At a stage when it became impracticable for us to establish the ICT university at the national level, at the government level. I met him at an airport. I mentioned to him that I wanted to establish an ICT university. And he said, where do I want to put it? I said, Abuja. He said, why Abuja? I said, because that's where I can easily get land. He said, no. I'll give you land in Oyo State.
Was he already governor at the time?
He was governor.
Okay.
I'll give you land in Oyo State.
And you were...
And I sent all the documents on the university to him. And he kept promising and promising and promising. Sometimes somebody from his cabinet phoned me to say, all your documents were brought to the state ESCO meeting for establishment of ICT Polytechnic in 𝐶𝐈 𝐒𝐃𝐈𝐒's village. I said, well, if he wants to establish it, let him just give him the land he promised. In December 2022,
that's 3 years ago.
Yes, I went to him to remind him. He said, come on Friday to the office. I will give you a document. By that Friday, he was incommunicado. He was no more reachable. I mean, I was wondering, for such an important thing, could he have forgotten?
So you feel betrayed?
I feel, he betrayed me.
So that explains your grievance against him.
I also know so many other people, former friends of his, who have been similarly betrayed.
Right. So that explains your grievance.
Care. When he betrays, he doesn't care.
That explains your grievance with him.
Of course.
Not necessarily about his performance. It's because he didn't follow through with the project
Is that not part of performance? I mean, for a governor to give a citizen land to establish an ICT university, is that not part of performance?
Okay, let's take this break, Barrister SHITTU. We'll be back in a moment. Just stay with us at the podium on 32 FM 94.9. When we'll come back from the break, we'll be taking your reaction on Facebook, 32 FM 949 for yeah. We'll also be reading out the phone numbers as well. Just stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
FM 94.9.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, dirty uniforms and shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo.
Ever wish you could hit reset? On that job that drains you? On the dreams you never chased? On the skills you wish you had? Imagine a fresh start as a tech bro or babe. Now you can. Welcome to Next Gen, powered by Airtel and 3MTT. Learn digital skills, build real projects, create your own story.
The future belongs to those who imagine and build it. Visit nextgen.3mttnigeria.com to register and start your tech journey today. Next Gen Fellowship, building Nigeria's next generation of tech talents. Powered by Airtel.
Start your day and have a good time.
Kivo Creamer.
Where you need to have the break time.
Kivo Creamer.
If not tea, Papa Garita.
Kivo Creamer. Kivo Creamer.
Uber. On the 12th day of Christmas, my Maggie gave to me 12 slices suya, 11 orishi, 10 wraps of moi moi, 9 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒, 8 plates of 𝐂𝐐𝐈𝐒, 7 pepper soup, 6 sizzling snails, 5 fried fish, 4 cocoa bangles, 3 patty jollof, 2 geese dodo, and fufu with egusi. Have a delicious holiday season with Maggie. Me and Maggie, so good together. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Hello
everyone.
My name is Linda.
And I'm Ibrahim.
And we know how much this season means to you.
And we hope you can make it even more special by eating some delicious meals made with Sonia tomato mix.
We also wish you jollification in abundance.
So, Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year in advance.
We do.
Oh, I can't take you for a Christmas carol.
Sonia tomato mix, so much
Guinness, real moments, real season. Celebrate the joy, the reason. Real in every way this season. Guinness keeps on nourishing. Guinness is for the season. Guinness is for the season.
Enjoy the taste of goodness this season with Malta Guinness. Real taste, real moments, real in every way.
Guinness is for the season.
What you're about to taste is so hot, it's got Basket Now singing.
Mini Niger pepper flavor. Yeah. Mini Niger pepper flavor. Chris. Heat.
Mini pepper Niger flavor.
Nothing brings the heat like the bold taste of Mini Me Noodles Niger Pepper Flavor. Try it today and see for yourself. Mini Me Noodles Niger Pepper Flavor. Slurp it like it's hot.
Wake up. It's choco time. Dano Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open, pour, and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Dano Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Dano Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ó ga o, gbogbo ìgbà tí mo bá fi owó ránṣẹ́ tàbí gbowó wọlé, fíám, wọ́n kàn máa fa oríṣiríṣi owó yọ lọ́wọ́ mi ni. Owó àláàtì, owó ìfowóránṣẹ́ àti owó lórí pé mo san bíìlì pẹ̀lú. Mo kàn láàánú ènìyàn rárá o.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́ pé pẹ̀lú Smart Cash, o lè fi owó ránṣẹ́ sí ilé ìfowópamọ́ mìíràn, san gbogbo bíìlì rẹ, kó dẹ̀ tún gba àláàtì, gbogbo rẹ̀ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Kódà, wọ́n tún máa san ìdá 15% owó èlérí fún ẹ lórí owó tí o bá fi pamọ́ lọ́dún.
Ṣé lóòótọ́? Àwẹ̀ fọ́nà mi. Báwo ni mo ṣe máa darapọ̀ mọ́ Smart Cash?
Ó yá ká lọ. Kàn tẹ *939# tàbí kí o dáńlóòdù áàpù Smart Cash lónìí kí o lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbádùn gbogbo ìdúnàdúrà rẹ láì ní owó àfikún kankan. Smart Cash, money matter na sense. Smart Cash wá látọwọ́ Airtel.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM, 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Welcome back to the Podium on 32 FM 94.9. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation by dropping your comment on Facebook 32FM 949 Fenya. You can also call 0705 5000 949. That's 0705 5000 949. You can call 0809 7000 949, 0809 7000 949, or 0906 2000 949. That's 0906 2000 949. So let me go to Barrister. Now, Barrister?
Yes. Thank you, Toba. Like Prof, that statement.
Please hold that thought, Barrister. Please hold that thought.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, all right. Go ahead, please.
Yes. That statement from my learned senior that 𝐂𝐈𝐒 cannot keep a friendship for 24 hours made me chuckle too. Especially when I look back. But I am not surprised because they say politicians, they don't have permanent friends or permanent enemies.
With due respect, because Nigerian politicians are Nigerians, and it's not every politician that behaves like that.
Hold on, Barrister. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Jataba.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm Jiri. I'm calling from Okoland.
All right, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Now, good morning, Vice Shittu.
Yeah, you are welcome.
Good morning. Now, I have 2 questions for Vice Shittu.
You are welcome.
The first question is, he was Minister of Communication for, I think, I forgot.
4 years. 4 years. Yes.
Now, the United States came to Nigeria yesterday, some days ago, to bomb some terrorist site and all that. And they made use of some satellite and all that. Your ministry, when you were there, and they said we have night comsat, they said we have one satellite like that too. But it seems we are not putting this satellite to use, or this satellite does not exist at all. So, sir, are we having satellite that can help us aid capturing terrorists in Nigeria? Then second question, sir.
Right.
You were at the meeting when Gumi was brought. I saw your picture when those some people invited Gumi to UI and other that time. Why do you have to choose inviting Gumi? Then the third question, sir. General Buhari, please, can you please describe General Buhari in one sentence? We don't know him. You know him. So thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so respond to that question, then we'll go back to Barrister.
Yes, the first question is about
satellites that we had.
I mentioned it earlier in this discussion. Nigeria has one satellite. Even Nigerian government agencies don't patronize that satellite. They don't patronize Nigerian satellite because of the incapacity and unpreparedness, the Nigerian factor in everything we do. Nigerian agencies patronize satellite companies in the Middle East and pay heavily for their services.
And you tried to fix it at the time, but...
We tried, but, the Nigerian factor again, corruption. Somebody who is not in my ministry would expect that I should come and take permission from him before I do anything. The way I was thinking, a lot of people were not thinking that way. It was unfortunate. And again, because the leadership perhaps was ignorant of the implications.
Right.
There was no help coming.
The second one.
The one about
you said you saw your picture. You had the gathering that Sheikh Gumi was invited.
Now, yes.
Why would you be at such gathering?
Number one, there was a meeting between northern clergy and southern clergy.
Okay.
I was not part of the meeting. I was merely invited. In fact, that day I was traveling abroad. So I went there, I met him. And since he has not offended me personally, could I have left the place because of him? So we were all guests. And after some time, I left.
He was a guest speaker?
No, he was not guest speaker. But I guess he must have spoken after I had left.
Yes.
I was there momentarily and left for my overseas trip. And the picture there was about people praying in a mosque. If you even look at the picture very well, you know that there has been some, fixing, AI fixing, kind of.
You think he's been doctored?
Well, I want to believe so.
Yes.
I want to believe so. I don't have any business with him, but what I have said, like I said earlier.
Because you've expressed reservations about the things.
Yes, he's a Nigerian. He has not, the police. I think he even has a police orderly.
Oh.
He has a police orderly. What could I have done about that? I mean, that was.
Well, are you not worried that somebody like that holding such kind of views that express reservations about now meeting with clerics,
Well, clerics, Nigerian clerics, the whole northern clerics and the whole Yoruba land clerics, they were the meeting was about having unity between the north and the south, particularly at the time that people were distinguishing as if it was Christians alone that were victims of,
So that was the purpose of the meeting.
So that was the purpose of the meeting. I left the place. I left abroad.
And the third one, before we go to Barrister, the third one is describe Buhari in, I think, one sentence.
Well, he was an innocent person who has been blessed by a government. He had the opportunity of being in, office twice. I guess he did his bit. I guess God said he would be there.
Okay.
And
let's go to, Yes, let's go to Barrister. Barrister?
Thank you very much, Omar.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Now, I want to go back to Learned Senior's ambition for the governorship of Oyo State. I am looking at two candidates.
Yeah.
Aside Adelabu, Sharafaddin Ali, who has been in the Senate, I think serving his first term, if I am correct.
Yes.
Although we hardly hear his voice. The only time I heard about him is that he backed his PhD.
Yes.
But some people are insinuating that he may be interested in the governorship of the state. The second person is Folarin. I know that for some time he feels cheated by the APC, but he has come back as he is already moving to local governments to sell his candidacy. Do any of these two, or does any of these two pose any threat to your ambition?
Thank you so much for this. Number one, to start with, none of them is my senior in politics. None of them. And I say this with respect to them. But having said that, more importantly is one issue which people have not been discussing. Oyo State has 3 senatorial districts.
Yes.
One senatorial district has had the privilege of being governor on 6 different occasions. Ibadan land, that is south, Ibadan land has been governor 6 times. Oyo Central has never had the privilege. Ogbomoso has been governor once by default, Akala. Now we in Okyogun are really agitating now that it should be our turn. Because the Yoruba say, Ajoji Udunbe nikan oni. Over the years, it has always been the lot of Okyogun, of 10 local governments, to be asked to bring deputy governor on 6 occasions. We are saying enough of deputy governorship. We have people who are as qualified as any other person. If you look at the national level, at the time Tinubu was coming up, the same scenario played out, because it was the lot of the North to produce president. And Tinubu agitated, and the Yorubas also joined him in agitating that the presidency, the Yorubas should be allowed to produce, the presidency. The northern governors at that time, starting from El Rufai to the others, accepted our plea and conceded to Tinubu to become presidential candidate and impress it on all other northern candidates to step down. So in the same way, if the North had not conceded, Tinubu could not have been president. So we are saying from 𝐂𝐿𝐒𝐿 this time around, we should be seen as brothers. This thing tó bá kan gbogbo wa kò yẹ kí a lo any tradition.
So you look on.
Our 𝐂𝐿𝐒𝐿 ló kàn this time around.
Right.
And I want to appeal, and I'm happy that I have met the IICC, Central Council about CCI, the Central Council about the Indigenous. I've met the leadership. They agree that the governorship could come from 𝐂𝐿𝐒𝐿. I also met Olubadan, my former boss. He also has no objection to it. So both Sarafa Ali, who I'm not sure is interested, and my other junior brother, Teslim, they should concede to us if indeed we want to sustain the spirit of brotherhood. It should be the turn of 𝐂𝐿𝐒𝐿, because if there's no such concession, we are likely to have problems. Even within the party.
So you're hoping to leverage rotation.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the
Let the thing go round.
Right.
When we finish in 𝐂𝐿𝐒 or your central, should they also be given opportunity? And then Ogbomosho has 5 local governments. 𝐂𝐿𝐒 has 10 local governments. And if you look at the population, we are 22%. Of course, Ogbomosho, I think Oyo is 18%, Ogbomosho is 8% or so.
But don't you find it interesting that,
Yes.
There's always this conversation around rotation of power, even at the national level.
Yeah.
We talk about, it's our turn. Even the president uses the term Miloko, which has, become very popular in the political vocabulary in Nigeria right now. At the national level, they say the Southeast has never been president. So shouldn't we, as a nation after 65 years, have gone beyond that and be looking more at competence rather than saying it's a turn of this part of the country? Because even at the state level, it happens, and it's not peculiar to your state alone.
Yes,
it happens almost everywhere. in Lagos, exactly.
In Ogun State and
yes.
other areas.
Yes.
You see, if you are talking of competence, you will find. Would you say I am not competent because I come from 𝐂𝐿𝐒𝐿?
No.
Nobody. I challenge anybody who claim to be more competent than me. As a member of the House of Assembly at 26, I was the most active member in the House. The most active member. I was just 26. And on every opportunity I've had, of course, I also went in as a lawyer. That itself is a solid foundation towards any political office. So if you are talking of merit, it is exclusionary.
Right.
You want to perceive that some people, it's only that you get people who are competent. I beg to say no. We have competent people everywhere. Right now, even in 𝐂𝐿𝐒𝐿, about 4 or 5 of us are interested in the governorship. So, one of the 5 would at least have a lot of competence. So, I'm just, appealing to our brothers in Ibadan. What is more, I've been in Ibadan for, how many years now? For almost 50 years. I've lived in Ibadan.
Toba.
Yes, Marcel. Go ahead.
Let me crave your indulgence.
Right.
To ask Learned Senior this question.
Yes.
Are you aspiring to be the governor solely on this basis that 𝐂𝐿𝐒 has been shortchanged so far, or there is something you think the people of Oyo State are missing that you want to bring to them in terms of governance?
Thank you so much for this question. I have said it earlier on. I'm the only surviving graduate of Awolowo School of Politics. And if you know what that implies, it implies good governance. It implies qualitative governance. It implies life more abundant for all residents. I want a government where education will become completely free in Oyo State. I want to do a government where health services would be free to all and sundry. I want a government where full employment will be one critical component. I want to establish a government where, people would have access. I have prepared an agenda, a manifesto for Oyo State, which no other person has had the privilege of preparing. I'm the only one who has a manifesto as of today. So my programs are free, qualitative and functional education, comprehensive health and medical reforms, integrated infrastructural development, full and gainful employment, integrated agricultural and rural development, industrial transformation of Oyo State, and citizens distress relief program. There was a time I was invited to a program at JDS, radio station, and I discovered that there was no road to that place. There was no road. I mean, easy in the center of Ibadan.
That's Joyce B.
No, JDS, Sanusi's radio station. Ilaji.
Right.
There was no road. I mean, you can imagine a road in the center of Ibadan being repaired by one individual in a state where we have a government. So no road there. And we say you say some government is doing its best. People live there. The place is so congested. There's so much unemployment, there's so much joblessness, there is no road. I cannot be, and I think what I want to do is to, if I become governor by the grace of God, is to establish a greater Ibadan Development Commission like we have at the national level, to concentrate on the multiplicity of problems in Ibadan land. We deserve it. It has never happened in any state, but I will make it happen. In the area of transportation, I also want to establish a railway line from Ibadan through Ibarapa to Okeogun, to Kishi, to Igbeti, to Ogbomoso, to Oyo, back to Ibadan. It will happen.
That's very ambitious.
Very ambitious, but I'm going to do it because I have enough ideas. And I want to say, I will not use one kobo of Oyo State money to do it.
Right.
Money.
I'm sure we'll hear a lot about your manifesto
Yes.
when the campaign season starts. But there's a huge hurdle to cross before then, because as you said, there are a number of people who have also expressed interest to be governor, and I can only imagine the what's going to be happening within the APC circle, before the primaries are conducted and all of that. Let me quickly also bring this up as well. You've rated the current governor 50%. Let me take this. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, greetings with colorful compliments.
Yes, thank you. Good morning.
From the city of Lagos.
Yes, go ahead.
My name to the guest of today, Barrister Shittu.
Yes,
my name is 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐿.
Your name is?
𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐿 from Lagos. Right, go ahead.
Barrister Shittu's execution of His Excellency Engineer 𝐂𝐈𝐒𝐿. Well, it is the present APC government that a serving minister pronounced boldly that the betrayal is a part of this game in politics in Nigeria today. And also, we have seen numerous promises of the present Tinubu-led government that did not come to reality, and nobody is saying anything. So I think that is to say that it is now an acceptable norm in Nigeria. And also, on the vision of the Barrister Shittu of proposal for ICT University, I believe it's a very nice one. Hopefully, that vision will be alive until it comes to fruition. Thanks. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. Okay, so
what did you say?
No, he talked about betrayal that you mentioned. He says betrayal is part of politics in Nigeria. That's a reality. That there are those who also feel betrayed by the president himself. So you rated him 50%, and there are those who say he's performed very well in the area of infrastructure. So which sector do you think you would give him that 50%, or just overall?
Let me tell you, I've just mentioned that within Ibadan there are so many roads which are left unattended to. so many roads, even within it.
But a lot of roads have been fixed.
But a lot of many more roads are left untouched.
The circular road is a massive project.
Let me tell you, it was Ladoja who started it.
Government is a continuum.
You know, it is a continuum. So let me tell you, in terms of priority, I have always thrown a challenge to him. He has never taken up. The challenge is he wants to spend 63 billion to renovate government house where he has not lived in 6 years. I mean, what is the sense? Who wants to come and live there? And who is asking him to do that thing before he leaves? If not suspiciously...
I mean, wouldn't you like to reside in a
no, but
would
it make sense for me to
win in the election?
Would I wait? I mean, if he has not lived there in 6 years, is the place so bad that he has not lived there? In any case, I too have my own house here in Ibadan.
So you'll be living in your personal
house? It doesn't matter. I could live anywhere.
Yes.
But what I'm saying, the money should be deployed to take care of the people, not of personal aggrandizement. That is the point.
So that's a major grouse you have with
it is a major grouse. Number two, he says he doesn't believe in local councils being independent. I mean, that's a violation. That belief runs contrary to the dictates of our constitution.
No, I think I heard him make that statement. One of the things he said was, federalism as he understands it in different parts of the world.
Yes.
Two components.
Which are the two components?
Yes, the federal and the states. That's
in
what it says.
In the Nigerian constitution, is there no mention of local governments being independent? I mean, you have you don't rely on your warped brain alone. You look at what the constitution says, and monies are supposed to go directly to local governments, and only God knows what is happening. And you know the danger in the present position.
Yes.
Because we didn't have local government elections, because all local government chairmen are, got there through his magnanimity in the manner in which he manipulated them into offices. They cannot talk. But we, the people, should be able to talk.
So he manipulated.
Of course, there wasn't. Were you not in Oyo State during the local government elections, so-called local government elections?
But isn't that what happens everywhere in the country?
But is it right? Is it right? I mean, if somebody is a thief somewhere, our own governor should also be a thief. Are you saying? Is that what you agitate?
Yes, Barrister. Yes. Go ahead.
Sorry, Lanet Senior. Are you going to blame Seyi Makinde for the position he holds? Especially given that control of local government remains within the ambit of the governor and the House of Assembly.
Is that what the Constitution says?
What does Section 7
What does it say?
The Constitution
Please read
say?
it if you have a copy of the Constitution.
Well, okay, I will quickly go through that.
Okay.
The Constitution is very clear. The
system of local government.
Yes.
By democratically elected local government councils.
Yes.
Is under this Constitution guaranteed.
Okay.
And accordingly, the government of every state shall, subject to Section 8 of this Constitution, ensure their existence under a law which provides for the establishment, structure, composition, finance, and functions of such councils.
So what
until that section of the Constitution is amended, I think we're just cracking jokes.
What did the Supreme Court law on financing of local government? What did it say?
That is on joint allocation account.
It says
that is on joint allocation account.
It says
so what I am saying is every state in Nigeria continues to have a local government ministry that supervises it.
Yes.
If we are going to have autonomy for the local governments, don't you think these provisions of the Constitution ought to be expunged.
My dear brother, are you saying that the last Supreme Court judgment on the matter has not taken care of your fears?
It has not. With due respect, sir.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
It has not.
I'm surprised.
Because
anyway,
even the Supreme Court is bound by the Constitution.
So the Supreme Court was not bound in their judgment.
They probably overlooked. They probably overlooked.
With due respect, you have to write your own judgment. You have to write your own alternative judgment.
Okay. Let's hear from Prof. Let's hear from Prof. Prof. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was thinking like Barrister SHITTU.
Yes.
That the Supreme Court has made a ruling, and what the president is trying to do is to allow the governor the opportunity to enforce the rule of law. But if they are not, he might have to take more radical steps, to ensure the enforcement of that law. But Barrister Ogunlola seems to think that that has not resolved the problem. Let's wait for posterity to judge, because these are serious political matters.
Yes.
And I don't think the Constitution envisage that the governors will just hijack the monies going to the local government and do whatever they like with it. For me, it doesn't even make logical sense, apart from the fact that it will enable the governors to control more money and help them manipulate the local government to their own advantage during elections. Be that as it may, I think that there are still very vital issues that Barrister SHITTU needs to address. And I think that since you are coming from governor, it is not enough for you to tell us about some of the challenges that you faced as minister. We also expect you to give us an account of areas where you have excelled. It's easy to give 𝐂𝐈𝐒𝐿 50%. Let's see what you score yourself and what are your major achievements as a minister for
communication.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if I know how to meet with you, I'll send you a copy of my manifesto, which would express my achievements are contained in the manifesto, and also what I want to do if I become governor.
The governor.
Yes, everything is contained. Is about 21-page manifesto.
Document, yeah.
I will send copies to you if I can. Just send me your phone numbers, please.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's take your final round of comments and questions as we wrap up. Let me start off with Prof. as we wrap up, and then we'll go to Barrister.
Okay. I think that it's been a very eventful year, and we are getting close to the end of the year. We hope that next year will be a better year for Nigerians. We started with the discussion of the airstrike, and we know that even in Oyo State, there has been a major challenge concerning security. Remember the Sunday Igboho incident?
Yes.
It was a big event in Oyo State. I don't know, Barrister SHITTU, what is your take concerning the security situation in the Southwest, and particularly in Oyo State? I'm always apprehensive when people say, oh, the Southwest is peaceful, there are no incidences. I can tell you for a fact that the incidents of kidnap, including the recent kidnap of the president of the Junior Chambers International, the daughter of a pastor, occurred, and there are several incidents of those such happening even within Ibadan. What does he have as a citizen and also an aspirant concerning how to address those security challenges as far as the Oyo State is concerned?
Well, it's unfortunate that insecurity is becoming a national issue. It's also getting localized in Oyo State. I have one or two very close people who were similarly kidnapped, even here in Ibadan. And my attitude is, desperate diseases are by desperate means God. If I become governor by the grace of God, I already have an idea of what to do to curb, kidnapping. But a lot of it cannot be disclosed in this open public. Otherwise, you give the criminals, you give them an idea of what you would do to
incapacitate. Or your opponents might steal your ideas.
Or my opponent can also steal my ideas. So please permit me to keep quiet until I have the power to do what I should be done.
Right.
This is my brother.
Okay, Barrister, as a wrap up.
Yeah, so you know that Prof has made my learned senior laugh.
Yes.
When he asked whether or not
he made money,
it could be a potential guest of EFCC.
I will never be. It will never happen.
Let me go elsewhere.
Right.
To get the second laugh. You said in the course of this interview that you are still as strong as any young man.
Yes.
Wallahi, that got me thinking.
Okay.
Does this include your activities in Zaoza room?
Right.
Well, there comes a time when things which are not essential, you get, retire from them.
Oh, so you're retired?
Well, I am getting retired.
Okay, let's just leave it at that.
When I become governor, I will not be intimidated by any beautiful lady who is to be used to track me, as it were. I'll be able to see clearly with my eyes.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Barrister. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Barrister Adebayo Shittu, for joining us on the show today. Thank you, dear listener. That's the last edition of Podium for the year 2025. I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Prosperous 2026 in advance. Thank you to my producer, Bolabo from Moscow. My name is OLORUNTOBA. YUSUF. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning. Bye for now.